Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. Qiao Yingzi. Killing God hero for 1 yuan in a second. Wake up from a nap. Yi Fei travels to Little Joy. Still in class. Wake up the flash sale system on the spot. Stocks, luxury homes, luxury cars, everything. He was called out by Li Meng as he was distracted and asked to go to the office. Half an hour later, Yi Fei returned to the classroom, followed by Li Meng with a red face. Classmate surprised. What did you do? Why does Teacher Li look shy? Subsequently Fang Yifan discovered that his goddess Huang Jitao had fallen in love with Yi Fei. My own beloved plum, Shuma Qiao Yingzi, also fell in love with Yi Fei. Yingzi. Don't leave me. Yingzi. How can I live without you? Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Entering the World of Little Joy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Little Joy is the best. Yi Fei accompanied his mother to watch the boring campus comedy, and when he looked at it, he felt vaguely conscious. Yi Fei felt a wave of turmoil in his mind, and everything in front of him became blurry. The third year of high school is the most important moment in life. Struggle is the most beautiful color of high school seniors. What sound? Yi Fei tried hard to open his eyes and look. A female teacher dressed in professional attire was standing on the podium, excitedly reciting words that had already been said more than 800 times. The students below may be drowsy, have a passionate expression, or have a dull expression. What is this place? Is this a classroom? Yi Fei turned his head slightly and reflected through the nearby window to see himself. Sitting in the corner of the classroom, wearing a school uniform. His appearance is a bit unclear, and he seems to be very ordinary. His bangs are almost beyond his eyes. It looks like the most ordinary student in the class. Is it difficult for him to dream back to high school? It must be a dream, Yi Fei kept giving himself psychological hints. Then he forcefully pinched his thigh. Hush. It hurts so much. This is not a dream. Yi Fei opened his eyes and looked at the scene without any change, with a terrifying speculation in his heart. Has it been difficult for him to travel? Who can tell him what's going on? No one could hear the roar in Yi Fei's heart. Unable to do anything, Yi Fei could only observe everyone in the classroom again. There are over 20 students sitting in the small classroom. It looks like a regular high school. However, wait a moment. The idle boy playing with a pen across the street is so familiar. The girl in front of him are they? Fang Yifan and Qiao Yingzi. Isn't it a character from a TV drama? A conjecture flooded into Yi Fei's mind. Yi Fei continued to scan the other students in the class. Huang Jitao, Wang Yidi. This is not just the actors in Xiao Huanxi, how could they appear in front of him? Fang Yifan poked Qiao Yingzi on the back and said something that was not worth beating. Qiao Yingzi gave him an elbow and ignored Fang Yifan, continuing to listen. Wang Yidi was secretly looking at himself with a mirror, occasionally adjusting his bangs. On Huang Jitao's desk, there is a 3-year simulation of the 5-year college entrance examination. Yi Fei took a closer look. The angry and passionate teacher on the podium is not just Li Meng. I saw Li Meng wearing a black professional suit, which set off her snow-white long legs. Stepping on black leather shoes, he looked like an OL elite in the workplace. Her delicate little face carried a serious expression, making her look as if she was full of elegance. Li Meng raised her hand and exuded a mature feminine charm between her and her feet. He clearly remembers that he was just watching TV. What's going on? Yi Fei, what are you doing? Li Meng finally couldn't help but look at Yi Fei with anger and dignity in her tone. Yi Fei has been looking around since just now, unsure of what he is doing. The crowd in the classroom immediately turned their gaze towards Yi Fei. He cast a respectful gaze on the brave warrior who dared to make small gestures while Li Meng was speaking. The teacher's sense of oppression forced Yi Fei, who was still in a confused state, to quickly stand up. "Sorry, teacher." Yi Fei awkwardly scratched his head. Who would have thought that he could still be punished by the teacher after being away from the classroom for so long? Looking at Yi Fei's appearance, Li Meng also let out a sigh in her heart. Yi Fei is the student with the least presence in his class. It's okay if you don't talk normally. Even if you call him to the office for a long time, you can't ask anything. Li Meng has no choice but to deal with students who don't speak. Do you say he's causing trouble? Not really. Does poor grades hold back the class? Not really. Students who are neither high nor low, neither up nor down, actually give Li Meng the most headache. All right, hurry up and sit down. Don't disturb the classroom order again next time. Li Meng waved her hand and asked Yi Fei to sit down. Yi Fei sat down with his head down, very obedient. Li Meng let out a deep sigh and continued her speech. Classmates, it's already their last year. We must muster up our spirits. The horn of battle has already sounded. This is the last 100 meters in the 800-meter race, and also the most crucial 100 meters. Yi Fei has gradually begun to accept this fact. He seems to have come to a little joyful world. Is it difficult for him to really travel? A mechanical prompt sounded in his mind as if responding to his question. The 1 Yuan flash sale app has been downloaded. What app? Isn't this the gold finger standard for the traveler? Yi Fei finally felt as if there was something really in his pocket and reached out to touch it. Sure enough, it's a mobile phone. Yi Fei's rich experience of secretly playing with his phone while sitting in the back row in high school. Carefully leaning back, calmly confirming where Li Meng's gaze fell. After confirming whether Li Meng will pay attention to her corner for a while, Yi Fei held his breath and carefully took out what was in his pocket. It is a phone that looks ordinary and unremarkable. The phone screen lights up immediately when pressed. There is only one app on the interface, and the name is also very simple. 1 Yuan flash sale. Yi Fei carefully glanced at Li Meng and clicked on the only app. The app is also simple and rough. There are only 3 items below the flash sale item written on the top. The first one is a property, the second one is a Mercedes-AMG EP1-10, and the third one is a lost bracelet from the homeroom teacher. The first 2 can still be understood. What is the third thing? There is also a small red line below the 3 items. App level 1, limited to 1 item per day. The student next to suddenly let out a dry cough. Yi Fei instinctively stuffed his phone into the drawer. Within 0.01 seconds, Yi Fei adjusted his demeanor and posture, pretending nothing had happened. After a few seconds of confirming that it was almost safe, Yi Fei carefully looked up at the podium. At this point, Li Meng had already shifted her gaze away. Fortunately, my muscle memory from high school is still there, otherwise it would be over. Yi Fei-chang took a deep breath. Start seriously thinking about your current situation. What can be confirmed now is that I have indeed traveled and have a golden finger. And this golden finger looks quite impressive, just buying a house or a car for the first level. If we upgrade in the future, wouldn't it be even better? I just don't know how to travel back. Chapter 2. Li Meng's Bracelet. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Countless thoughts were swirling in Yi Fei's mind. Take it as it comes. The current situation should not be able to change for a while. Let's first study how to live a more fulfilling life in this world. Just as Yi Fei was planning to put his phone back. I only feel a pain in my forehead. A chalk tip hit him precisely on the head. Ouch. Yi Fei didn't realize it for a moment, but he just screamed in pain. A burst of laughter in the class was even more aroused. Li Meng's face on stage was gloomy. Yi Feigong just pretended to sit down obediently. After only a while, I was lying there with my head down, not knowing what I was up to. At first glance, it looks like playing with a phone. Do you really think their teachers are all blind? Alright, stop laughing. Yi Fei, I thought you misunderstood when I saw you just now. I didn't expect to look around and start playing with my phone, did I? Yi Fei stood up with his head down in confusion. I'm careless. I was too busy thinking about things just now, but I didn't realize how easily his position is being noticed. Classmates, Yi Fei is a typical negative example of us. I'm already in my 3rd year of high school, but I still have time to focus on other things. Subsequently, Li Meng conducted a more than 10-minute ideological education work based on the negative example of Yi Fei. Yi Fei felt regretful in his heart. I knew I should have played after class, it was a mistake. As soon as I turned my head, I saw my desk mate on the left, Wang Yidi, laughing and peeking at me. Wang Yidi just discovered that Yi Fei dared to secretly play with his phone while Li Meng was speaking. As expected, Yi Fei was discovered right now. Yi Fei, are you crazy? Do you dare to play with your phone even with a big demon on it? The expression of schadenfreude on Wang Yidi's face could hardly be hidden. Yi Fei secretly glanced at Wang Yidi. He hasn't seen a celebrity in real life yet. Although they are just ordinary classmates here. But back in his world, these people are all celebrity actors. Wang Yidi is indeed as beautiful as on TV, but she is even more beautiful than on TV. Although Wang Yidi can only wear school uniforms and pants, he cannot conceal the alluring figure beneath the school uniform. A few pretty hair clips were fastened on the head, and small earrings were secretly worn on the ears, making it look even more youthful and beautiful. Her facial features are extremely distinctive, giving her the appearance of a vivid beauty. She has not been painted, and her cheeks are still white with a hint of redness. Just because I am still young, my appearance is not as sharp as before. I habitually have a slight pout, which is both charming and adorable. On the table, except for a few books, the rest are mirrors and small things like eyelash curlers that girls use. Thinking of Wang Yidi's outstanding appearance in that play, it is indeed true that this statement is true. Wang Yidi's words of mocking Yi Fei just now did not receive a response. Yi Fei actually took the wrong medicine and kept stealing glances at himself. Don't be like me, right? Wang Yidi rolled a big white eye at Yi Fei and turned his head. Watching Wang Yidi turn his head, Yi Fei let out a dry cough. Start seriously thinking about your current situation. If this continues, won't the phone be confiscated? His golden fingers haven't covered his hands yet, how can this be done? Speaking of Li Meng's bracelet. Yi Fei suddenly had a flash of inspiration. That bracelet won't work right now, will it? Watching Li Meng start talking incessantly again. Yi Fei bent down slightly and carefully pulled out the phone from the drawer. Click on the 1 Yuan flash sale software. The third item is the bracelet that Li Meng lost. Without hesitation, Yi Fei clicked to choose to purchase. Li Meng's bracelet disappeared in just 1 second. The purchase icon on the other 2 items also dimmed in an instant. Sure enough, when he was only the first level, he could only buy 1 thing a day. However, it is also sufficient for him at present. After buying it, Yi Fei stuffed his phone back into the drawer. Sure enough, I felt an extra string of things in my pocket. Yi Fei carefully took out the things from his pocket and used the table to block Li Meng's gaze for a few glances. It's a pink bead bracelet that doesn't look very new either. Being able to appear on the purchase list together with the house and car should be a significant thing for Li Meng, right? Seeing that Yi Fei has already been caught, he dares to continue playing with his phone. The male classmate who reminded him earlier also secretly gave Yi Fei a thumbs up. I didn't expect Yi Fei to appear quiet in class and be so brave when it comes to doing things. Yi Fei, this is you. The male classmate whispered to Yi Fei, the way classmates interact with each other makes Yi Fei feel like he has really returned to his high school days. I am preparing to respond with a handsome posture. The bell for the end of class has already rang. Ringing bells. Li Meng finished class halfway through and glanced at the time with dissatisfaction. If it weren't for Yi Fei repeatedly disrupting classroom order, would have already finished speaking. Li Meng watched as Yi Fei dared to make small moves with others below. Suddenly, my eyes widened with anger. Okay, class is over now. If there's anything we can say, we still have 1 year of high school to talk to you about. Yi Fei, come with me to the office now. After giving orders, Li Meng packed her textbooks and walked out of the classroom wearing black leather shoes. At this moment, the classmates looked at Yi Fei with sympathetic or playful eyes. There are many people who want to giggle but dare not, and can only endure it forcefully. Li Meng just walked out of the classroom, and everyone breathed a sigh of relief. Many people even burst out laughing directly. Ha ha ha. Yi Fei, you're also amazing. The big demon can really chat, it's really suffocating me. TSK, Yi Fei, you're done with this. Li Meng discovered that she was playing with her phone and was waiting to confiscate it. Please, parents. The front table turned around, with a tone filled with a sense of schadenfreude and watching good movies. Don't worry, this phone will meet you at the end of your college entrance examination. Wang Yidi snorted lightly, looking a bit cute and silly. It's good to call the parents over. I'm afraid we need to write 1,000 words of self-criticism. Yi Fei, just wait. After speaking, Wang Yidi casually picked up the Disney kettle worth several thousand yuan next to the table and went out to fill it with water. The people in the class have already seen Li Meng, a sweet-looking but ruthless homeroom teacher. Since Yi Fei dares to play with his phone while Li Meng is speaking, he should be mentally prepared to withstand Li Meng's anger. Yi Fei, hurry up and don't make teacher Li Meng wait in a hurry. Wang Yidi was at the door, provoking Yi Fei with a smile. As soon as these words were spoken, the whole class immediately burst into laughter as they watched the good play. Yi Fei calmly placed his phone in the drawer. Then he bravely walked out of the classroom door with a bracelet on. Chapter 3. Escaping a Disaster. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Li Meng's office is very close to their classroom. Yi Fei first glanced at the door and saw that there was no one in the office. Only Li Meng appeared to be boiling water next to her. Yi Fei knocked on the office door. Report Li Meng was not surprised to see him. Come on in. Yi Fei just walked into the office. No matter how many years have passed, being called an office by a teacher is a bit scary. Li Meng turned on the switch for boiling water and then casually closed the office door. Every move carries the mature charm of a teacher. Yi Fei stood obediently at Li Meng's office desk, waiting. Li Meng sat in her seat holding a cup. Yi Fei lowered his head at this angle, just in time to see Li Meng's overlapping thighs. The snow-white scenery caught Yi Fei's eye. Yi Fei suddenly let out a dry cough in his heart and looked away. If he were a high school student, he naturally wouldn't have so many twists and turns in his heart. Anyway, he is also an adult in his 20s. Watching Yi Fei lower his head, it seemed like he was a bit ashamed. Li Meng let out a sigh. What should be done for this type of student? Yi Fei, admit it yourself. Did you secretly lower your head and play with your phone below just now? Teacher Li knows that your family situation is special, but the more we do this, the more we have to rely on reading to change our destiny. If you miss this opportunity for the college entrance examination, your future destiny may not be able to be changed, do you know? Li Meng's tone was extremely serious. If there were students with slightly lower psychological qualities, they would probably have already recruited 1 or 2 students by now. Yi Fei lost his composure as he watched Li Meng's serious expression. Looking at Li Meng up close. although not as delicate and youthful as those female classmates. But this teacher's temperament adds to her the allure of a mature woman. Seeing Yi Fei's stunned expression, Li Meng furrowed her beautiful eyebrows fiercely. "Did you hear everything I just said, Yi Fei?" Yi Fei quickly regained his senses and spoke calmly. "Teacher, I didn't play with my phone." Yi Fei's immediate denial was within Li Meng's expectations. Li Meng shook her head slightly, looking at Yi Fei with disappointment in her eyes. "Yi Fei, playing with mobile phones is not a big deal, but if it's lying and deceiving the teacher, it's a matter of moral character." Li Meng's tone became even more serious, and her voice also increased significantly. Yi Fei pretended to be helpless and took out the bracelet from his pocket. Li Meng saw the bracelet and her intended words suddenly got stuck in her throat. "Isn't this her bracelet?" Yi Fei cleared his throat and spoke. "Teacher Li, this bracelet was what I saw in the school flower bed today. I remember it seemed like the bracelet you had brought before, so I picked it up. During class, I was thinking about how to give it back to you better. So I accidentally lost my mind." Li Meng happily linked her hand to her. "Not bad, it's indeed the bracelet she lost. This bracelet was left by Li Meng's deceased grandmother and is very meaningful to her. A few days ago, when it was lost, Li Meng searched everywhere but couldn't find it, and she was sad about it for a long time. I am naturally overjoyed to have regained Li Meng now." Although Li Meng still had doubts about Yi Fei in her heart, after all, Yi Fei was helping her so much that Li Meng couldn't say anything more. So Li Meng coughed dry and said, "If that's the case, then maybe the teacher is blaming you. This bracelet is very important to me. Thank you for helping the teacher find it." Upon hearing Li Meng's words, Yi Fei knew that today's incident was probably over. Yi Feifan took a deep breath in his heart. It seems that this system is indeed useful, able to provide the required items with such precision. Although this bracelet may not be worth much compared to a house or a car, it can perfectly solve his current difficulties. Yi Fei smiled shyly, seemingly obedient. "As long as I can help the teacher, I will be very happy." Watching Yi Fei with such a good attitude, Li Meng couldn't speak even harsher words. "Alright, it's already high school year 3 now. Remember to focus all your attention on studying. Since there's nothing else, you can go back first." Yi Fei nodded and said, "Thank you, teacher. Then I'll leave first." Then he turned around and walked out of the office. Behind him, Li Mengxin happily flipped the bracelet up and down, then firmly grasped it in her palm. "It seems that I can't carry it with me every day anymore. What if I lose it?" Carefully and slowly closed the office door. Yi Fei finally breathed a sigh. Finally solved it. Just returned to the classroom, all the students saluted Yi Fei with attention. Yi Fei returned to his position with ease. Wang Yidi beside him also looked at him as if he were watching monsters. No one expected that Yi Fei could walk out of Teacher Li's office safely. Why did Yi Fei come back so quickly? I thought Yi Fei would stay in the office for a long time. After all, based on my classmates' past experiences, it is easy to overlook such a significant matter as carrying a mobile phone without asking parents to check. How long has Yi Fei only been there? Did you come back in just a few minutes? Ji Yangyang is leaning against Fang Yifan's position. Which classmate is Yi Fei? Ji Yangyang doesn't have the name of this classmate in his memory. Fang Yifan said nonchalantly. It's normal that you don't know him. How long have you just transferred here? I haven't fully met this classmate yet. I don't usually speak in class, and I don't seem to have any classmates who play well. Yi Fei has always been the little transparent in the class. Today's achievement of such a feat has already impressed Fang Yifan and his team. Seeing Yi Fei return, the two of them exchanged a glance. Fang Yifan stood up first from his position and walked to Yi Fei's side. Yi Fei, didn't Teacher Li ask you to call your parents? Ji Yangyang next to him continued, didn't you write a review? Ji Yangyang's sharp eyes saw that Yi Fei's phone in the drawer was safe and sound, and he immediately felt even more novel. Ji Yangyang touched Fang Yifan with his elbow. Fang Yifan was even more surprised when he saw the phone in the drawer. Yi Fei, you can do it. Not only did you leave unscathed, but you also saved your phone. Hurry up and share with us what experience you have. Fang Yifan's words immediately caught the attention of the whole class, and everyone looked in this direction. Just as Yi Fei was thinking about what kind of language to use to round things up, Wang Yidi snorted lightly and spoke beside him. What else can we do? Isn't it because teacher Li Meng looked at him pitifully that he didn't confiscate his phone? Fang Yifan frowned. Wang Yidi, you're going too far. Qiao Yingzi, who was not far away, also walked over. Only then did Yi Fei have the opportunity to take a closer look at one of the female leads in this drama. Compared to Wang Yidi's beauty, Qiao Yingzi is more adorable. Due to her short stature, it always makes people feel a protective desire when they look at her. Her delicate features, coupled with a face as big as a palm, would make anyone who doesn't know her think she's a little lowly. Wearing a high ponytail, yet exuding an aura that is not inferior to that of a man. When not speaking, it is already there. When speaking, it is as hot as chili peppers and extremely loyal. No wonder Fang Yifan became good brothers with her. Qiao Yingzi means to cover Yi Fei as soon as she exits. Wang Yidi, you speak so disrespectfully to your classmates. Fang Yifan and others looked at Wang Yidi with disapproval on their faces. Wang Yidi suddenly became the target of criticism and let out a soft snort. Just kidding, what's the point of this? Wang Yidi turned her head and her ponytail curved beautifully in the air, making her swan-like neck even more slender. Qiao Yingzi's face swelled with anger as she looked at Wang Yidi, wanting to say something more. Wang Yidi, you. Yi Fei quickly interrupted her and said, thank you, Qiao Yingzi. It's nothing. What's the point of having a little lowly helper get ahead? Besides, Yi Fei didn't really feel that this was a big deal in his heart. After all, in his eyes, these people present here are just a group of high school kids. At this very moment, the class bell rang. Ringing bells. Yi Fei quickly said, all right, class is over. Thank you everyone. Let's all go back to our seats. Chapter 4. Chinese Good Teachers. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. I finally managed to get through school. Yi Fei deliberately hesitated for a while and became the last one to leave the classroom. After turning off the lights and doors of the classroom, Yi Fei walked out and tried to recall in the direction of his memory. Where did this person live before? While walking on the road to school, a car on the roadside honked its horn. Yi Fei instinctively dodged to the side. I saw that car actually parked directly next to Yi Fei. The car window rolled down and it turned out to be Li Meng. Li Meng gestured for Yi Fei to get on the car with her eyes. Yi Fei felt a bit strange in his heart. Is Li Meng still struggling with playing with her phone? However, surprisingly, the homeroom teacher allowed him to board the car, and Yi Fei had no reason to refuse. He opened the door of the co-pilot and sat on it. Li Meng skillfully reversed the car. Why is it so late today? Yi Fei seemed to be very familiar with her tone. A memory that did not belong to him rushed into his mind. Originally, Yi Fei was an orphan. Li Meng has always been aware of the situation at home. So I often go to his house to visit Yi Fei and check on his learning situation. No wonder today when Li Meng saw Yi Fei playing with his phone in class, she didn't directly come down and confiscate it. But wait until they arrive at the office, and then let Yi Fei confess truthfully. I'm afraid that Yi Fei's already fragile self-esteem will be damaged again due to the large gap between his family and other classmates. But how could Li Meng imagine that Yi Fei is no longer the small and transparent person he used to be? The direction that Li Meng opened also happened to be the direction of the shabby rental house that Yi Fei had rented before. Since someone took him back, Yi Fei no longer hesitated. I wanted to review what the teacher was saying in class today, so I procrastinated a bit. Yi Fei spoke without blushing or jumping. Li Meng was also satisfied to see Yi Fei so ambitious now. But on the surface, there was still that stern expression. If you have any questions, be sure to ask the teacher in a timely manner. Yi Fei naturally nodded obediently. I quickly arrived at the bottom of the rental room. Yi Fei got off the car and was about to thank Li Meng. Li Meng unexpectedly turned off the engine and got off the car. Li Meng skillfully picked up a large bag of vegetables from the trunk. Yi Fei didn't have time to think and quickly stepped forward to pick up vegetables for Li Meng. What is this for? Can you still work part-time as a food delivery service? Yi Fei felt strange in his heart, but he didn't show it. Follow behind Li Meng and carry the vegetables upstairs. Arrived in front of the rental house rented by Yi Fei. Li Meng gestured to Yi Fei to open the door with her eyes. Yi Fei touched his pocket and indeed there was a key. Opening the door, the entire rental room is indeed in full view. There are only 2 rooms in total, one is where Yi Fei sleeps and the other is the living room. It only looks like a dozen square meters. It seems that Yi Fei did have a very difficult time before. Alright, Yi Fei, please write down your homework next to me. When dinner is ready, I'll call you. Li Meng patted the dust on her hands, took the dish from Yi Fei's hand, and naturally ordered. Yi Fei originally wanted to ask Li Meng what this meant, but he was afraid of revealing that he was no longer the same Yi Fei as before. So he didn't ask any questions, but nodded obediently. Sitting aside, I took out my homework and started writing absent-mindedly. Looking at Yi Fei's obedient appearance, Li Meng felt even more pity in her heart. Thinking of Yi Fei's background, I couldn't help but shake my head. How could such a well-behaved child live so hard? Yi Fei occasionally peeks at Li Meng cooking in the kitchen. Although Li Meng is wearing professional attire, her movements are extremely skilled. After class, she no longer carries the teacher's aura like a teacher. On the contrary, there is a sense of thoughtfulness from a big sister in the family. Half an hour passed quickly. Yi Fei spent his time writing 2 words, glancing at Li Meng, and contemplating his current situation. Li Meng took off her apron and walked over to take a look. I only wrote a few words in total for the homework. Yi Fei is still holding his head, not knowing what he is thinking. Seeing Li Meng coming over, it was too late to pretend. Li Meng frowned and tapped Yi Fei's head with her hand. Be sure to focus when doing homework. You haven't finished writing a multiple-choice question on a math paper in half an hour, how can that work? Yi Fei gave an awkward smile. This kind of intimate behavior is more like the big sister next door. He was so busy thinking about things just now that he didn't even have time to act. Originally, Li Meng had to continue her lengthy discourse, but she looked at Yi Fei's ashamed expression. Li Meng could only sigh in her heart. Yi Fei's foundation is not very good, it seems that we still need to proceed step by step. Alright, let's put down your homework first and finish eating before we talk. Yi Fei nodded repeatedly. Okay, Teacher Li, I'll tidy up now. The rental room is very small, and the place where Yi Fei just did his homework is also a place to eat. There is only 1 table in the entire rental room, so if you want to eat, you have to free up your homework. Li Meng brought out the cooked food from the kitchen. Although it may not have all the colors, flavors, it can still be a delicious meal. This is truly a good teacher in China. Yi Fei sighed in his heart. Alright, hurry up and eat. Li Meng looked at Yi Fei holding his chopsticks in a daze, and then tapped Yi Fei's head with her chopsticks. Yi Fei smiled foolishly before grabbing the bowl and chopsticks and starting to pick up the rice. After finishing the meal, Li Meng put away her chopsticks and bowls and went into the kitchen to help Yi Fei wash dishes. Yi Fei quickly stopped Li Meng. "Teacher Li, I'll just wash the dishes myself." Judging from Yi Fei's resolute demeanor, Li Meng couldn't take on the responsibility anymore. After all, Yi Fei will still have to live on his own in the future. "Well, remember to rinse the foam and put it back in the cupboard," Li Meng cautioned anxiously. Yi Fei nodded repeatedly. Quickly carrying a bowl, he ran into the kitchen. "Teacher Li is also very kind, isn't he?" "As expected, he is a good teacher, just like what he portrayed in a TV drama." Yi Fei washed the dishes and walked out. Li Meng patted the chair next to her with a friendly attitude. "Yi Fei, sit down and the teacher will talk to you about something." Yi Fei sat obediently on the chair next to Li Meng, feeling a hint of nervousness in his heart. "Teacher Yi Fei has always been aware of your situation and has always wanted to help you. But no matter how much the teacher helps you, you will have to walk the path of life on your own, you know." Yi Fei nodded. "Teacher, I understand your hard work and dedication. I will definitely study hard and change my destiny in the future." Look at Yi Fei's sensible appearance. Li Meng finally smiled with relief. "Sometimes, don't blame the teacher for meddling too much. You're still young now. I don't know the importance of reading yet, but in the future you will understand." Afterwards, Li Meng talked a lot incessantly. They are all urging Yi Fei to study hard and also telling him some ways and methods of learning. It will soon be dark. Li Meng glanced at it and it was getting late, so she stood up. "All right, Yi Fei, the teacher knows you are a good child. Come and find the teacher promptly if you have any questions. Thank you for helping the teacher retrieve the keychain today." Li Meng shook the bracelet on her hand as she spoke, and the pink bracelet on her hand accentuated her snow-white skin. "It would be great if you could help the teacher," Yi Fei said with a simple smile. Chapter 5. Moving into a new house. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. The next day, Yi Fei woke up early under the urging of the alarm clock. Blindly opening the phone and tapping into the software. Sure enough, the purchase button that dimmed yesterday has now come back on. Looking at the house and the car. Yi Fei chose the house without hesitation. "I'm not used to living in this shabby rented apartment now. Let's change the living environment first." Almost the second after Yi Fei pressed the purchase button, a red property certificate appeared next to his pillow. Yi Fei eagerly opened the property certificate, which read Yi Fei's ownership and the address of the house. "It's so awesome. Put away the property certificate." Yi Fei hummed a song and took the bus to school. Today is the last day before the wind blows. The other students in the classroom were also very excited. After all, today is already an exciting weekend. Listen to the teacher above talking about heavenly books. Yi Fei, who had already had insufficient sleep yesterday, fell into a deep sleep. Wang Yidi next to him looked at Yi Fei sleeping soundly and let out a soft hum, then habitually pursed his lips again. "I didn't expect this Yi Fei from a poor family to willingly fall into poverty. He deserves it." Finally, the last class in the afternoon was over. The teacher for the last class happened to be Li Meng. Even Li Meng's classmates above and below couldn't suppress their excitement. Ringing bells. Finally, the bell rang for the end of class. The classroom boiled like water dripping from an oil pot. Li Meng crossed her waist and could only give advice. When going out to play on weekends, it's important to pay attention to safety and ensure that you complete your homework. Do you know? The classmates said in unison, "Yes, sir." Li Meng shook her head and packed up before leaving the classroom. Almost the moment Li Meng left the classroom, the whole class became a mess. Fang Yifan turned back. "Where are you going to play tomorrow, Yingzi?" Qiao Yingzi said while packing up his things. "Now that high school has just started, I want to go to the planetarium more often. If I become nervous about studying in the future, I'm afraid I won't have any more opportunities. It's the planetarium again. Fang Yifan pursed his lips. Can we stop going to the planetarium? I'm asking you, you've been to the Tianmen Observatory 8 out of 10 times, it's exhausting. Qiao Yingzi glared at Xingzi and said, where did you say to go? Fang Yifan chuckled and said, didn't I discuss this with you? Taozi, where are you going? Fang Yifan turned his head and asked Huang Jitao. Huang Jitao sighed. Huang Jitao is also one of the leading actors, with a delicate appearance. She also has a high ponytail, but her temperament is very gentle. Big eyes paired with a perky little nose, like a beautiful woman in ancient costume. When not speaking, it feels like an ancient image of a beautiful woman. There is also a small and delicate demeanor in her speech, always speaking in a gentle manner, making it hard to tell if she has any aggressiveness. If Qiao Yingzi is straightforward and Wang Yidi is delicate, then Huang Jitao is gentle. Every move feels like a clear spring, unconsciously touching the heart. I share the same idea as Yingzi. Aren't you going to the planetarium too? Fang Yifan let out a mournful cry. Huang Jitao gave Fang Yifan a white glance and let out a soft snort. Of course not, I don't have the same good interest as Yingzi. I mean, like Yingzi, I feel that if I don't go out and play during the first few weeks of school, I'm afraid I won't have a chance in the future. Fang Yifan nodded in agreement. That's right. Qiao Yingzi turned around and glanced at Yi Fei, who was packing up and preparing to leave. Fang Ho, do you want to call Yi Fei? Yesterday they stood up for Yi Fei and all thought he was a good person to handle. Fang Yifan said to do it and walked up to Yi Fei's position. Yi Fei, we're going to play on the weekend. How about we come together? There are many people and it's lively. Yi Fei thought about his own house and shook his head. Sorry, I have something to do over the weekend. You guys can go. As expected, Yi Fei would refuse them, and Fang Yifan turned around and shrugged at Qiao Yingzi. Qiao Yingzi also walked over and said to Yi Fei. Yi Fei, you don't need to have any psychological burden. Loli's face was full of seriousness, and she seemed to sincerely ask Yi Fei to come and play. Huang Jitao also walked over and advised together. We're just going out to play together, we're all classmates. Yi Fei is usually silent in class and doesn't get along well with others. It looks a bit pitiful. Moreover, yesterday Wang Yidi targeted him like this, which is why Qiao Yingzi wanted Yi Fei to enter the circle of the class. But Yi Fei still waved his hand. Thank you, Yingzi, but I really have something to attend to. Maybe another day. Seeing Yi Fei saying this, Qiao Yingzi couldn't persuade him anymore. He nodded and said seriously, then we must make sure next time. Let's go, Yingzi. Huang Jitao took Qiao Yingzi's hand. Subsequently, Fang Yifan, Qiao Yingzi, and others left together. Yi Feichang took a deep breath. He has something serious to do. House, I'm here. Feeling the property certificate inside his backpack, Yi Fei chuckled. I finally belong to the family of homeowners. Yi Fei had already told the landlord on WeChat about checking out today using his old broken phone. The landlord made an appointment to meet him at the rented house after school. Yi Fei opened the door of the rental room. I saw a muscular middle-aged man inspecting the condition of the rented house. Hello uncle, Yi Fei said obediently. The landlord also has a rough understanding of Yi Fei's situation. It's not easy for a child to rent a house here alone. So the price is also very favorable for him. Why do you suddenly have to change houses? The landlord looked at the condition of the house. Yi Fei usually takes good care of himself and there is no difference when he first rented it out to him. It's just something extra. Yi Fei presented reasons that he had already thought of. Our school has provided poverty alleviation subsidies, so we want to move to a place closer to the school. Now that I'm in my third year of high school, my study time is quite tight, which can also save me some time on the circuit. Yi Fei said this, and the landlord couldn't say anything more. That would be even better, Xiaofan. Here is your deposit and the rent for the next 2 months. The landlord said and took out a stack of red banknotes from his pocket. Yi Fei had already prepared for the deposit not to be returned. I didn't expect the landlord to be so carefree. Not only did I give him the deposit, but I also refunded him the remaining months of rent. Thank you, uncle, Yi Fei said gratefully. The landlord waved his hand. You students are already not easy, you should study hard in the future. Yi Fei nodded repeatedly. The original Yi Fei was a bit too tight on hand. Yesterday, he searched the whole house but couldn't find much money. At present, these cash have really solved his urgent need. The landlord looked at the condition of the house again. Okay, then just pack up and put the keys under the flower pot today. Watching the landlord leave, Yi Fei looked back at the house where he had only lived for 1 night. Originally, Yi Fei didn't have anything, just some school uniforms and books to take away. Yi Fei casually tidied up and threw away all the unnecessary things. The landlord still has over 2,000 yuan left in the rent and deposit he received, so he can exchange it directly when the time comes. Carrying a small package of things, Yi Fei walked out of the rental room. After looking at the address of the new house, Yi Fei simply made a luxurious move. Chapter 6. Encountering Li Meng again. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Arrived at the new house and got off the taxi. Yi Fei carried his small bag of luggage and headed straight to the address on the property certificate. Pushing open the door, there is a finely decorated apartment-style residence inside. Yi Fei walked in alone at the door. I roughly took a look at the layout of the room. Facing south with a good orientation. There is also a small French window. Although there is only 1 room and 1 living room. But the decorations in various places are still warm. If Yi Fei adds any more at will. It really seems like he has been living in the house here. I casually stored the little things I brought with me. Yi Fei took a shower with sweat all over his body. Wet hair without blowing. Take the remaining over 1,000 yuan and prepare to go out for a meal first. Just opened the door. When Yi Fei was locking the door with a key, a familiar female voice rang in her ear. Yi Fei. When Yi Fei turned around, it turned out to be Li Meng. Li Meng was currently wearing a floral dress with light makeup on her face. It seems like I'm about to go out. Li Meng frowned and looked at Yi Fei. Yi Fei, why are you here? Yi Fei was suddenly choked by his saliva and coughed a few times. Cough, hello, teacher Li Meng. I am a tenant here. Tenant. Li Meng frowned. This house has never been inhabited before. But Yi Fei, why didn't you tell me yesterday? Yi Fei's heart suddenly turned countless times. Finally came up with a barely convincing reason. Teacher Li is like this. I won a lottery ticket I bought a few days ago. Although it's not a big prize, there are also tens of thousands of yuan. So I want to move here closer to the school and improve my studies. Li Meng still has some disbelief. He frowned and looked up and down several times. Fortunately, Yi Fei is not that teenager. Looking at Li Meng with a sincere expression on his face is really hard to tell that he can lie. Li Meng didn't continue to ask further questions. Yi Fei knew that his reason should be valid and breathed a sigh of relief in his heart. How unlucky. I just finished it and ran into Li Meng. Yi Fei originally planned to wait until he had finished packing up before going to talk to Li Meng. Alright, now open the room and I'll take a look inside. Yi Fei didn't react. Li Meng thought that Yi Fei was unwilling to enter his room by himself. Do you, an 18-year-old boy, have the ability to take care of yourself? Let me take a look at what else needs to be added to your room first, and then we'll go by it together. It's not easy to refuse Li Meng's words to Yi Fei. Nodding repeatedly. Thank you, teacher. I'm worried about this matter. Then he opened the door that had just been locked. Li Meng is no exception. Bypassed Yi Fei and walked straight in. At this moment, Yi Fei had the opportunity to take a closer look at Li Meng after school. It's not like tying it up properly as usual, but casually putting a big clip on the shoulder. Her hair fluttered in the air with every move and gesture, it was so beautiful. Yi Fei looked a bit stunned. Li Meng walked into the room and turned around in all directions. I couldn't help but shake my head secretly in my heart. She guessed correctly. Although it seems that all the equipment is complete, this leaf is flying. But there are many small things that boys can't imagine. I still have to make my own decision and help him purchase it. Yi Fei. Li Meng turned her head and saw Yi Fei leaning against the door frame in a daze, unsure of what was on her mind. Li Meng raised her voice and said, "What is Yi Fei doing at the door?" Yi Fei quickly reacted and let out a dry cough. "Teacher Li, all my rooms have been tidied up." Li Meng looked at him disapprovingly. "You call this tidy up? There are still many essential items in life." "No, I have to add it for you, otherwise how will you live in the future?" Yi Fei knew that the other party was also doing it for his own good, so he no longer hesitated whether this would let Li Meng discover his abnormality. But obediently said, "Thank you, Teacher Li." Li Meng helped Yi Fei conveniently close them. "What were you doing when you just left?" Yi Fei only then realized. "Teacher, you didn't eat either, why don't we go together? Let's go shopping at the supermarket together then, This arrangement is quite reasonable, and Li Meng nodded without refusing. The two of them arrived at a fake restaurant on the street outside. When Yi Fei ordered the dishes, he had a bad eye and deliberately ordered 2 medium spicy dishes. When it was brought to their table, Yi Fei looked regretful. "Sorry teacher, I didn't ask you how spicy you ate. I just ordered medium spicy. Is everything okay?" Li Meng is wiping the oil stains on the table with paper. Upon hearing this, he shook his head and said, "It's okay, although I'm not very good at spicy food, I can still accept medium spicy food." Yi Fei chuckled inwardly and had already guessed. Li Meng kept sweating while eating. "After a while, I used 4 or 5 sheets of paper to wipe my sweat." Her eyes also shed a hint of tears due to being spiced by the chili peppers, making her look unapproachable. Although Yi Fei has achieved his goal. But seeing Li Meng being spicy like this still makes me feel guilty. Quickly brought a cup of herbal tea from the side. "Sorry, Teacher Li. I'm not sure if I can eat spicy food." Li Meng waved her hand. "If it's okay, the teacher is already full. You should eat quickly." Yi Fei then began to focus on eating the large pot of pickled vegetables in front of him. Wait for Li Meng to recover her energy. Seeing Yi Fei, I couldn't help but nag. "Teacher Yi Fei knows that you have always been a self-reliant child, but you must not be careless in your studies." Yi Fei lifted his head from inside the Maokai and nodded, as if in response. "Teacher Li Meng's occupational disease has recurred, so I can't help but nag more. It's nothing more than a matter of studying and living." Yi Fei's left ear goes in and right ear goes out. I thought to myself that Li Meng's voice was really beautiful. After a while, Yi Fei also finished eating. Yi Fei picked up a tissue next to him and wiped the oil stains from the corners of his mouth. Li Meng was propping her head up and talking to him about how to tailor her studies in daily life. Yi Fei stared at Li Meng's serious little face but couldn't listen to her words. "I have an idea in my heart. If we calculate based on his age before he came to this world. He and Li Meng are just peers. Anyway, we've all traveled, what's the point of going crazy once?" Li Meng watched as Yi Fei kept staring at her. Even for her own students, Li Meng couldn't help feeling a bit embarrassed. Li Meng deliberately adjusted her posture. "Yi Fei, why have you been staring at me all this time?" "Yi Fei, I didn't lower my head to avoid it again this time." But he looked straight into Li Meng's eyes and said, "Teacher Li, I really thank you for being so kind to me. But I want to know if it's really because I'm a student that you treat me so well." The question asked by Yi Fei left Li Meng a bit puzzled. "Answer without hesitation." "Of course it is. You are not my student, who else can you be?" Chapter 7. Obtaining a luxury car. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. This answer was also within Yi Fei's expected range, and Yi Fei didn't say much after finishing the meal. Yi Fei followed Li Meng to the largest supermarket nearby. Li Meng looked at the list just made on her phone and added a lot of things to Yi Fei's attention. Yi Fei's face cream is for your study in winter. Don't think you don't need this kind of thing just because you're a boy. You'll feel much more comfortable applying it on your face and hands. Also, the two of them walked together in the evening breeze on their way back to the community. Yi Fei was holding something in his hand, looking at Li Meng's serious and talkative expression. "I have made even more determined than before. Yi Fei, how did I find that you're constantly distracted today?" Li Meng frowned and wanted to say a few more words about him. "In the blink of an eye, I saw the nearby fruit shop. Coincidentally, I don't have any fruits at home either. You are growing your body, and besides supplementing vitamins in vegetables, fruits are also necessary." I haven't waited for Yi Fei to react yet. Li Meng had already entered the fruit shop, picked up the bag and started picking fruits. Yi Fei stood in place, watching from a distance, carefully evaluating Li Meng. Although the appearance is less than 8 points, it is 7 points. If it comes to body shape, it should be 9 points. The key is to have a kind heart, be kind to others, and have a heart of universal love. Yi Fei was very satisfied in his heart. At this moment, Li Meng was bending over, floating oranges in front of the lit fruit stall. The beautiful hair in her ear accidentally fell off, and Li Meng reached out to grab it. The slender fingers and beautiful profile look even more intoxicating under the light. When Yi Fei lost his composure, Li Meng came over with a large bag of various fruits, and had already divided him and Yi Fei. "All right, these fruits. Remember to eat them when you go home. Even if you don't eat it, you should put it in the refrigerator's freezer in a timely manner, being careful not to put it in the freezer." Li Meng seems to have endless nagging about her students. After returning home, Yi Fei lay in bed thinking of Li Meng in his heart. After tossing and turning for a while, I fell asleep. Early the next morning, as soon as I touched my phone, Yi Fei had already developed muscle memory and opened the 1 Yuan flash sale app. I bought the last car. Congratulations on obtaining a Mercedes AMG EP1-10, which will be delivered by a dedicated person this afternoon. Quickly, there was a refresh button next to Yi Fei. Click to refresh. 2 things came out. One was a lottery ticket that won 1,000 yuan, and the other was a top student. There is a skill in parentheses next to the top student. Surprisingly, something non-physical can still appear here. Yi Fei raised his eyebrows. As the name suggests, as long as you have this skill, wouldn't it be possible to become a top student directly? Yi Fei stretched lazily fiercely. Although there was a faint intention of chasing Li Meng yesterday. But you also need to fill your stomach first. Yi Fei grabbed the key from the table and walked outside. Coincidentally, Yi Fei pushed open the door. Li Meng across from her happened to open the door. Today, Li Meng is completely dressed as a teacher. Let Yi Fei feel a bit regretful about the image of the big sister next door yesterday. However, this kind of Li Meng is also another kind of intellectual beauty. Yi Fei was the first to greet. "Hello, Teacher Li." Before Li Meng could answer, Yi Fei continued. "Is Teacher Li going to have breakfast? Let's go together then." Li Meng had something she wanted to ask, but when Yi Fei interrupted her, she suddenly forgot. Anyway, if she goes to have breakfast, maybe she'll remember later. The two walked together. The breakfast shop near the school is also very lively here. Let's go, I'll take you to eat. Yi Fei follows Li Meng to the door of a steamed stuffed bun deep fried dough sticks shop. The storefront looks very old, it should be an old shop that has been open for a long time. At this point, it had already reached the peak of the morning crowd. The boss still has time to come out and entertain guests. Seeing Li Meng come in, the boss walked out with a towel draped over his shoulder and wearing a hurdle. Good morning, Teacher Li. Why are you going to school this weekend? Li Meng habitually wiped the table and then opened the disposable chopsticks on the table. Upon hearing the boss's reply, Li Meng looked up and smiled. There's something going on at school, just like before. 2, no, 3. The boss responded, okay. Then he turned his head to look at Yi Feifen. Who is this young man? Why haven't you seen him around here before? Before Li Meng could answer the boss's question, he quickly replied, isn't it your boyfriend, Teacher Li? Li Meng felt a bit embarrassed and glanced at Yi Fei. Yi Fei's expression showed no abnormalities. Li Meng quickly explained. This is my student. The boss didn't feel embarrassed at first and laughed heartily. I used to be a student, it's just that you're too young, Teacher Li. I can even see students as your boyfriends. But when it comes to Li Meng, they are quite compatible. Alright, boss. Li Meng's face was filled with helplessness. He has been at this store for 2 or 3 years. The boss can also be considered to know her. At present, Li Meng feels embarrassed when he jokes in front of Yi Fei. After all, Yi Fei is just his own student. Yi Fei looked at Li Meng's bleeding cheeks, but his heart was filled with joy. I gave a big thumbs up to the boss in my heart, divine assistance. I don't want the atmosphere between the two to be any more awkward. Yi Fei quickly changed the topic. Teacher Li, are you still going to school today? Li Meng took a sip of the water on the table and nodded. Go handle something. Soon the buns were served. Li Meng was holding a bun in her mouth and suddenly remembered something with a fierce look up. The corners of the mouth were still tinged with a hint of oil. By the way, today. Li Meng looked up and let Yi Fei hold out the tissue in his hand, which suddenly froze when he wanted to ask. Yi Fei was shocked by Li Meng and stared at himself with some confusion, quickly realizing it. Hand over the tissue. Teacher Li, you have oil at the corner of your mouth. Li Meng was startled. I thought Yi Fei was going to wipe my mouth. Yi Feigang did indeed have this plan. Just now, I saw Li Meng's face blushing with confusion, and the corners of her mouth moist as she looked at me. He couldn't help but extend his hand. Li Meng also felt a bit embarrassed, took the paper and wiped the corners of her mouth. Yi Fei tried hard to pretend that nothing had happened. Li Meng's face turned even redder for some reason. Clearly, this is his student. She shouldn't have felt this way. Li Meng shook her head slightly. Empty my mind. Alright, after we finish eating, let's hurry up and leave. Yi Fei nodded. The two walked together towards the bus stop sign. Watching Yi Fei follow him step by step, Li Meng suddenly remembered the question she had just wanted to ask. The teacher wants to ask you, do you have any plans for today? After all, you are already in high school, and you must not waste your weekend time. In order to win Li Meng's favor, Yi Fei quickly replied. Don't worry, Teacher Li. I'm also going to school today to study hard. I always feel like I can learn better in the class. Yi Fei can have such great enlightenment. Li Meng nodded in satisfaction. Are you in your 3rd year of high school? This is really better. Chapter 8. Ambiguous Atmosphere. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The bus will come soon. The bus next to the school is not always relaxed. Even in the morning, there are many people. As a teacher, we naturally need to protect our students. As soon as Li Meng got into the car, she took Yi Fei with a protective attitude and led him towards the back. Yi Fei was obediently led forward by Li Meng. I just felt a soft sensation as Li Meng grabbed onto her wrist. Finally, I found a spot in the back and settled down. Just fixed the railing. The vehicle suddenly tilted forward, and Yi Fei instinctively stepped forward to protect Li Meng. Li Meng, on the other hand, collided with Yi Fei's arms due to inertia. Yi Fei's height is also around 1.8 meters. Li Meng appeared even more petite and charming in his arms. Li Meng felt like her head had hit something soft and a bit hard. Looking back, I realized that I had bumped into Yi Fei's chest muscles. Li Meng's face turned red for some reason. "Sorry, Yi Fei, teacher." Li Meng's words were interrupted by another sudden break from the driver. Yi Fei simply used his hands to block Li Meng between the railing and himself, forming a protective posture of encirclement. Because there are too many people around, the space under their feet is also extremely limited. The distance between the two has far exceeded the normal range of social interaction. Li Meng could only feel a strong masculine aura rushing towards her face. She couldn't help but lower her head, afraid to look at Yi Fei. Yi Fei is still an 18-year-old adult, no matter what. Even my own students cannot change this fact. Yi Fei whispered in Li Meng's ear. "It's okay, teacher. I'll protect you." He is clearly a boy much younger than himself. But Yi Fei's words made Li Meng's little deer run wild. "It's been a long time since I felt this way. The bus will arrive at the station soon." Yi Fei watched as Li Meng pushed away one of his hands and hurriedly looked out. I couldn't help but feel a bit regretful. But it's okay, there will be more opportunities in the future. Li Meng deliberately quickened her pace and walked ahead of Yi Fei. Yi Fei is not in a hurry to chase her. Slowly following behind Li Meng. Li Meng felt that the temperature of her hot cheeks had slightly decreased as she walked to the school gate. Li Meng looked at Yi Fei somewhat unnaturally and said, "Then the teacher will go ahead and handle the matter. He won't be out until around 11 o'clock. Yi Fei nodded obediently. Watching Yi Fei seem indifferent to what happened just now. For some reason, a hint of disappointment surged in Li Meng's heart. She deliberately shook off this feeling and waved her hand towards Yi Fei. "Okay, you can go back to the classroom to do your homework. I'll leave first." Yi Fei looked at Li Meng from afar, slowly leaving Qianying in her small leather shoes. Until Li Meng completely faded out of Yi Fei's sight. Yi Fei withdrew his gaze and turned to leave the campus. Originally, Yi Fei wanted to go and see the condition of the car. But the system had already told him in the morning that the car would be delivered to him in the afternoon. For a moment, Yi Fei had nothing else to do. We can only wait for those who are bored. Turning his head, Yi Fei saw a milk tea shop and walked straight in. I casually ordered a cup of milk tea. Then I took out my phone and downloaded several software and games. Looking at WeChat on my phone. Yi Fei had a sudden inspiration. I just don't know if this place is connected to his original world. Yi Fei searched for his previous WeChat account on his phone. Sure enough, there is no such number found. I had already guessed the result and Yi Fei was not disappointed. In a blink of an eye, it was 11 o'clock. Yi Fei squeezed the time and ordered another cup of milk tea. Standing at the door, waiting for Li Meng to come out. Because Li Meng has always had a strong sense of time. Since I said let Yi Fei wait. She will never be late. As expected, just 2 minutes after 11 o'clock. Li Meng hurriedly appeared at the school gate. I am holding my phone and preparing to call Yi Fei. You can see Yi Fei standing not far away from afar. Holding something in his hand, he was waving to himself. Li Meng withdrew her phone and ran over in small steps. Yi Fei quickly welcomed him up. Teacher Li, don't worry. As Yi Fei spoke, he handed over the milk tea in his hand. Li Meng hesitated for a moment. Is this for me? Of course, teacher. I'm afraid you might get thirsty after finishing your work, so I prepared it in advance. No one has been willing to wait for Li Meng for a long time. And I also brought a cup of sweet milk tea. A warm current surged through Li Meng's heart. Alright, don't play this game. I'm not a 17-year-old girl who bought me some milk tea. You can keep it and drink it yourself. Li Meng couldn't help but reject Yi Fei, deliberately ignoring the feeling of heart palpitations. Yi Fei still insisted. The teacher may look younger than me. Besides, who said that a female teacher like Li Meng, who is in her prime, shouldn't drink milk tea? Which department regulated it? I'll report them now. Li Meng was amused by Yi Fei's jokes. Looking at Yi Fei's sincere gaze, Li Meng no longer refused but took over. As soon as Yi Fei saw Li Meng reach out, he skillfully tore open the packaging of the straw. Insert the milk tea into the straw and hand it to Li Meng. Be meticulous. Li Meng took the milk tea and lowered her head to take a sip, calming her somewhat overly excited mood. How could my heart beat so fast? Something's wrong, it must be because I ran over just now, that's why it's like this. Li Meng kept giving herself psychological hints. But his eyes never dared to look directly at Yi Fei's direction. Teacher Li, do you have anything else to do after that? I can accompany you. Li Meng shook her head. What do you, a senior high school student, do every day with me, an elderly female teacher? Learning is still the most important thing now. This is the time that Yi Fei didn't expect. What Li Meng thought most about in her heart was actually his studies, which moved her heart and made her laugh. Yi Fei insinuated. Accompanying teachers and studying are not in conflict, after all, interest is the best teacher. I have become more interested in my teacher's subjects while studying, haven't I? Yi Fei. Li Meng blushed and looked at Yi Fei. Yi Fei didn't feel at all that his words were too far-fetched, instead he explained. What I'm saying is true. The more I like a teacher's subject, the more I will study it seriously. So that's what it means. Li Meng didn't know whether her heart was mostly filled with happiness or disappointment. Li Meng forcefully recruited ideas she shouldn't have. Alright, stop being so smooth-tongued. You don't have a place to go for lunch today, do you? Coincidentally, there's still some food at home. Come to my place to eat. Okay, thank you, Teacher Li, Yi Fei replied repeatedly. Chapter 9. Further Relationships. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The two of them, each with their own thoughts, once again boarded the bus together and returned home. I originally planned to stir-fry some of the dishes at home myself. Li Meng looked at Yi Fei's tall appearance. Half-grown boys eat poor fathers. Boys of this age eat the most. I don't know if there's enough for him to eat at home. Alright, you go up first. I'll go buy some vegetables and call you over when the dishes are ready. Yi Fei quickly refused. What's up with this? How could I let Teacher Li work hard alone while I sit and wait over there? Although I don't know how to cook, I'm still good at helping Teacher Li carry vegetables. Li Meng doesn't know why. Yi Fei seemed to have suddenly changed a person. In the past, even one's own good intentions were repeatedly passed on. Nowadays, not only has there been some difference in attitude compared to before, but also in attitude towards people and things. But becoming sunny is always a good thing. Li Meng no longer thinks too much. The two of them returned to Li Meng's home together, carrying a large bag of vegetables. Only then did Yi Fei have the opportunity to take advantage of this opportunity. Take a good look at Li Meng's room. Because the two are facing each other, the layout of the room is completely the same. Although Li Meng's room is only inhabited by one person, it looks extremely warm. There are several small flowers in the vase in the living room. Candles for fumigation are also placed on the balcony. Upon entering Li Meng's house, Yi Fei's first impression was that it was really fragrant. No wonder Li Meng always carries a fragrance of freedom on her body at times. Is this the girl's boudoir? No wonder Li Meng always felt so much worse when she first saw Yi Fei's house. Compared to Li Meng's house, Yi Fei's is at most just a tourist hotel. Watching Yi Fei patrol back and forth, he scrutinized his house. Li Meng felt a bit flustered for some reason. Hurry up and collect the lesson plan that was not ready last night. An explanation that is eager to cover up. I wrote the lesson plan too late yesterday, so I didn't have time to tidy it up. Yi Fei quickly supported the audience. That's because you're dedicated, teacher. You can praise people. Li Meng glared at Apricot. Yi Fei felt his heart tingle. Alright, you can take a look at the exam paper here for a while, and I'll prepare the dishes for you. It's already 11:30 now, there won't be enough time without cooking. Li Meng entered the kitchen carrying large and small bags of vegetables. The kitchen door was not closed either. It's just convenient for Yi Fei. Yi Fei pretended to be just sitting on the sofa playing with his phone. Relying on Li Meng's lack of visibility, she depicted her figure with her gaze behind her. The slender waist and raised buttocks are just right in every corner. There is no excess fat. Li Meng always felt like there was a gaze behind her looking at her. She was so absent-minded even when cooking. Li Meng suddenly turned her head. I saw Yi Feifen holding a phone in his hand and staring at him without blinking. Li Meng couldn't help feeling a little flustered. I almost couldn't hold the spatula firmly in my hand. Yi Fei asked you to read the exam paper. You can just play with your phone, why are you still watching me? Yi Fei didn't hide at this moment and spoke confidently. I just think it would be great if there were a virtuous wife and mother like a teacher at home. Now Yi Fei has also changed his policy. If he keeps being polite to Li Meng, Li Meng will always treat him like that student's little brat. Only when Yi Fei takes the initiative to bring their relationship closer can there be a further possibility. Look at Yi Fei's righteous and confident appearance. Li Meng had something to say in her heart and had to hold it back. You didn't come up with a reason. Li Meng snorted lightly and turned her head to close the kitchen door. But what Li Meng cannot deny is. At this moment, her heart was pounding wildly. Because Yi Fei's face turned red with these words. She has blushed countless times this day. This is your student. Li Meng, what are you doing? Li Meng warned herself in her heart. But I can't help but feel a sense of joy in my heart. Yi Fei, whose gaze was blocked, wandered aimlessly in Li Meng's room. Discovered that apart from some daily necessities, Li Meng's room has school reports visible everywhere. There is also a fluctuation chart of students' grades. Yi Fei noticed with sharp eyes that his score fluctuation chart was actually placed at the center. It seems that Li Meng is very concerned about her grades. Yi Fei smiled proudly. What are you looking at, Yi Fei? Li Meng walked out carrying vegetables. I saw Yi Fei walking around her room with the boss who was patrolling. If it were other students, Li Meng would feel that the other party's behavior was a bit beyond the rules. But through these 2 days of getting along with Yi Fei, Li Meng actually felt it was very ordinary. It seems that her way of getting along with Yi Fei should have been like this. Yi Fei put down the report in his hand and walked out of Li Meng's room. Looking at the dishes on the table, Yi Fei's fingers twitched. Teacher Li, it's not me who said it. Your craftsmanship is also excellent, isn't it? Whoever can marry you is truly a blessing that has been cultivated for several lifetimes. Li Meng dared to say that Yi Fei had pointed her finger at Yi Fei's head when she saw this. You don't know what's on your mind all day, don't eat quickly. Yi Fei chuckled. Grab the meat slices from the table and put them in your mouth. Li Meng tapped his hand with chopsticks. Have you washed your hands? Why don't you go wash them now? Isn't this too delicious? I forgot it in a moment. I'll wash it now, I'll wash it now. With these words, Yi Fei jumped off the chair and headed towards the wash basin. Li Meng shook her head with a smirk. Arrange the bowls and chopsticks on the table. Yi Fei wiped the water off his hands. Sitting happily at the dining table, Li Meng went back to serve the last soup dish. Li Meng carefully walked out with a towel wrapped around the edge of the pot. Yi Fei quickly stood up, took the soup from Li Meng's hand, and placed it on the dining table. I'll just go and serve it. What are you serving? I'll see if my hands are all hot and red. As Yi Fei spoke, he was about to reach out and grab Li Meng's hand. But it was subconsciously avoided by Li Meng. Li Meng had an awkward blush on her face. Let's eat, let's eat. Yi Fei didn't say much either, as he was getting ready to sit down with ease. But I saw little sweat oozing from Li Meng's nose due to cooking. It looks even more tempting on Li Meng's rosy complexion. Yi Fei instinctively reached out his hand. Li Meng stared straight at Yi Fei's hand, forgetting to hide to the side. When she realized it, Yi Fei's hand had already touched her face. Li Meng quickly dodged to the side. But the space at the connection between the kitchen and living room is very limited. Li Meng turned around and almost bumped into the cabinet next to her. Fortunately, Yi Fei was quick-witted and promptly pulled Li Meng back from her waist. Li Meng was able to avoid the tragedy of being knocked into a cabinet and flipped over. But right now, Li Meng's waist was stopped and held by Yi Fei, almost falling into Yi Fei's arms. The action is extremely ambiguous. Chapter 10. Li Meng's Thoughts. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yi Fei was also frightened by the upheaval before him. If he had a slower reaction, all these things would have been smashed down. Li Meng also forgot to push Yi Fei away in a moment of panic. Yi Fei felt the place he had just touched in a panic. That soft touch. I didn't wait for Yi Fei's consciousness to return. He instinctively gave a gentle squeeze. Then he immediately realized where he was pinching. The next second, Li Meng quickly pushed him away. Eat, let's eat. Li Meng's voice was a bit trembling. Li Meng's mind was filled with strange colors, but she couldn't help but feel regretful. You two are teachers and students. A voice rang out in Li Meng's heart. Seeing that Yi Fei still didn't react, Li Meng tried to cover it up and covered it up again. I didn't stand firm just now. Let's have a meal. Yi Fei felt his empty embrace and wanted to say something more. Li Meng sat on the side far away from him, paying attention to maintaining a distance. Alright, stop looking, let's eat. Knowing this kind of thing can only be done gradually. Yi Fei didn't say much, but obediently sat down. Li Meng was absent-mindedly picking up rice. Thinking in my heart. This is her and Yi Fei. Is it difficult for her to be crazy? Surprisingly, they have such inappropriate thoughts towards their own students. No, no, absolutely no. And Yi Fei silently reminisced about the unexpected embrace he had just had with Li Meng in his heart. Li Meng's body was indeed as soft as he had imagined. And it also carries a fragrance that makes people intoxicated. Although Yi Fei was not speaking. But there is no slackness in action. Still occasionally picking vegetables for Li Meng. Li Meng did not express any concern for his behavior. I didn't say a word more to him throughout the process. The meal has just been finished. Li Meng felt as if she couldn't wait. I'm a bit tired, Yi Fei. You go back first. Just leave the bowl here and I'll brush it later. After speaking, Li Meng didn't care about Yi Fei's reaction, so she put down her chopsticks and locked herself in the bedroom. Close the bedroom door. Li Meng couldn't help but lean against the door and slowly sat down. What on earth is she doing today? Li Meng's face turned red, but when she recalled what she had experienced with Yi Fei today. Li Meng felt her heart filled with pink bubbles. I'm afraid even Li Meng herself didn't realize it at this moment. Her feelings for Yi Fei have quietly deteriorated. Looking at Li Meng's hurried and panicked back, Yi Fei let out a sigh in his heart. At this point, we must not give up all our previous efforts. After washing the dishes and tidying up the kitchen, Yi Fei quietly closed the door and returned to his apartment. Li Meng has been paying attention to the sound outside the house. At the sound of the door closing, I knew it was Yi Fei who had left. A while later, Li Mengkai walked out of the room. Looking at the kitchen that has been cleaned up, a ripple rose again in Li Meng's heart. Yi Fei opened his phone and saw several messages sent by a group name named Wusong Fighting Tiger. There are several people inside, including Qiao Yingzi, Fang Yifan, Ji Yangyang, and others. Before this, Yi Fei didn't play well with others in class. But Qiao Yingzi and the others also have a rough understanding of Yi Fei's family situation. Out of pity, I occasionally invite him to play together. So I pulled him into the group. Astronaut Qiao. What should I do? The weekend is really boring. Fang Ho. Didn't you say your dad took you to play? Astronaut Qiao. Don't mention it, he and Aunt Xiaomeng went to Disney. I don't want to be a light bulb. Fang Ho. At Ji Yangyang at Yi Fei, do you want to come out and play together today? After seeing the group message, Yi Fei hesitated for a moment before replying. Yi Fei. Not today, I have something to do this afternoon. For this answer, Fang Yifan and his team have long been accustomed to it. Fang Ho. Will Ji Xiao come or not? Yang Yang. Don't call me Ji Xiao, you're disgusting, but my dad confiscated my car. How could I come to find you? Watching you bickering and joking around in the group. Yi Feizai felt that this was the true appearance that high school students should have. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Yi Fei was lying at home drowsy. The headquarters finally called. Hello Mr. Yi, the car you booked in our company has been delivered to your downstairs apartment this afternoon. Please come down and sign for it. The car has arrived. Yi Fei stood up with a carp. I can't believe that after only a few days in this world, I have become someone who has a house and a car. Isn't it safe to marry Bai Fumei and reach the pinnacle of life in the future? Yi Fei is imagining a beautiful future in his heart. The manager heard that Yi Fei did not answer and asked a few more questions. Mr. Yi. Yi Fei cleared his throat and pretended to be extremely calm. Oh, okay, I'll come down right now. Yes. Yi Fei is very excited. Go downstairs. A large truck parked downstairs in their community. The Mercedes logo is also sprayed on the upper truck carriage. Fang Yifan and others, who had just agreed in the group where to go to play, were all gathered downstairs. And Ji Yangyang was talking to Fang Yifan and the others in a lively manner. Xiao Yingzi and Huang Jitao stood on the side. Xiao Yingzi still has a bun-like face. I'm really annoyed, why hasn't the car called yet? Huang Jitao is a gentle persuasion. Yingzi, don't worry, it may be quite congested at this time. Let's wait for a moment. Xiao Yingzi leaned her small body against Huang Jitao. A small face filled with annoyance. What should we do? If we keep dragging on for a while, the mall will close. So what else are we playing with? Fang Yifan and others were not at all anxious about waiting, but instead looked very excited. Fang Yifan was the first to see Yi Fei coming down from upstairs. Hey, Yi Fei, you also live in the community. The arrival of Yi Fei did not stop Ji Yangyang from discussing earlier. So I said this must be Mercedes' luxury car. I just don't know which hero bought that car here. I begged my uncle for a long time before, but he didn't buy it for me. Ji Yangyang already likes cars. At this moment, my eyes were shining brightly as I looked at the truck. Looking forward to the shipper coming to pick up the car and also giving him a feast for the eyes. Although Fang Yifan doesn't understand and is unclear, he feels sharp. watching Yi Fei come down and walk towards the side of the carriage. Fang Yifan quickly stopped him. Don't go, Yi Fei, this is a luxury car bought by someone else. The person will be coming down soon, and they will be knocked and bumped by us. But how can they be good? Yi Fei couldn't wait to see his car at this moment and quickly blocked Fang Yifan's hand. I'll go over and take a look. Fang Yifan still refused to let him go. Don't, I know you want to pretend in front of a girl, but not now. The car owner is coming soon.